After Ohio State's 37-7 victory over Minnesota here in the home finale, it was time to do kind of a health check on the defense. Tommy Eichenberg didn't play today. Ryan Day said he took almost a fist fight and a bunch of late-night texts to convince him that he didn't need to play today, shouldn't play today because they need to get him ready for Michigan, have him healthy for that. But that means it sounds like, Ryan Day even used the term 100% to describe what he expects Tommy Eichenberg to be at next week. And if that was part of the equation, I guess it made sense to hold him out. We already know Lathan Ransom has basically been declared out already for next week. Ryan Day saying earlier this week, it doesn't sound like he'll be back in the next couple weeks. So that kind of leaves the one hanging out there as Mike Hall Jr. And he didn't play, he only played the first two series last week against Michigan State, did not play at all today. In fact, I didn't see him today. I'm not sure if anybody else did out there. But how critical is he, Stephen, against a Michigan team that runs the ball as well as it does, has an offensive line as strong as it is, although they're getting kind of banged up in their game at Maryland today, and has a passing game that is opportunistic as J.J. McCarthy can be?
I'm wondering what type of texter Tommy Eichenberg is, because he's a grunter, but he's a grunter through text as well. The Mike Hall point, I think it's extremely important, and it's not about because he's some game-wrecking playmaker. You just need all your artillery. They got 7 guys that they can go with on the offensive line. In fact, they put all 7 of them out there a lot of the times during a game. But their strength, their best part is the core. The guard, the center, the guard, which is why this is a big game for the defensive tackles. And you already don't have a deep rotation, so you can't go, hey, Tyleek, can you play 75 snaps? Hey, Ty Hamilton. They have, but it can't just be Tyleek and Ty Hamilton. You need that third guy, because they had that third guy against Notre Dame, and it worked, especially once they got rolling. They had that third guy against Penn State, and it really worked. You need all 3 of those guys. Plus, maybe Kiro Kanu can start to work in there a little bit more. But those 3 guys need to be available for you and be able to play a lot of snaps and be at their best. Because Michigan is going to run the ball, and then they're going to run it, and they're going to run it some more, and they run it up the middle a lot. So because of how stout Michigan's offensive line is, you need to be able to throw every piece of artillery you have from this defensive line if you're Ohio State. So that's why he's so important. It's not because he's going to come out here and wreck the game, but because he's a part of something that could wreck the game for Ohio State.
So looking at the PFF metrics and stuff this week, and JT Tuimoloau leads this team in pressures created. Mike Hall's number 2, and he's been such a source of that backfield penetration now for a couple of years. They call him Baby Aaron Donald for a reason. Like, that alone tells you the potential capacity he would have in a matchup game like this. And as you look at it, Andrew, and what Ohio State is trying to do, today they were able to stop the run just consistently. Like, Minnesota did nothing on first down running the ball throughout this game, and that put them in second and third and long. That has to be what they're going to want to do, put this game on J.J. McCarthy's shoulders next Saturday.
Yeah, we talked about this with Kyle McCord in one of our other videos. We talked about the moments being a big deal, and, hey, you can't do this or else it's going to come back to bite you. Well, it's the same thing for Ohio State, right? It's the inverse at kind of everywhere along the field, that the big moments decide games like this. And what are the big moments? A sack, a drawn holding call, a play where it's 1st and 10 and Corum runs up the middle and he loses 3 or loses 4, and now all of a sudden 2nd 13, 2nd 14, that just kind of puts you behind the sticks, and that really creates a disadvantage for Michigan. So you need him back because he can give you those spark plays. He can give you those big moments. But like Steven was saying, you need rotation in a game like this. You need as many people healthy and ready to go as possible, because you mentioned the Notre Dame game, and the Notre Dame offense is sort of similar. Good offensive line, good running game. Notre Dame went on a 95-yard drive in the second half, and they also went on like a 70-something yard drive in the second half, and that was how they took the lead. Like, that, Ohio State's defense had played remarkably well, and then as the game wore on, Notre Dame's offensive line started to lean on them a little bit, and they ran the ball more effectively as the game wore on. That's what Michigan's going to try to do. Like, make no bones about it. That's what their brand is. That is everything that they're going to try to do. So you need guys to keep fresh, because what happens if there's an 80-yard touchdown drive? Michigan can do that. They can go on an 80-yard touchdown drive, and then Ohio State goes 3 and out, and you've got a defense that was just out there for 7.5 minutes, and now they're coming back onto the field, and you got 2 tired defensive tackles that, I mean, maybe you put in Hero Kanu, you're still tired out there. You need to have a rotation ready to go. You need to be ready in case of injury. You just need everybody on the field. So Mike Hall can give you those spark plays, but you just need healthy bodies that can play a high level of football, and that's what Mike Hall does.
You just don't want to be missing any of your best players in a matchup game. And Jaden McKenzie's a senior, but has not played a significant amount this year. Tyrell Malone, we thought would maybe be a much bigger part of this picture, has not really been at all this season. And like you guys have said, Hero Canoe is coming along. He's actually been playing more and more. He's actually made plays. Listen, it wouldn't be the first time that a young guy got in and kind of made his name in the game. So that's something to keep an eye on. But they absolutely want Mike Hall back in that three-man rotation in the middle along with Tyleek Williams and Ty Hamilton, and to have three veteran guys and frankly three guys who have opportunities maybe after this season to move on, and how much this game means for a lot of guys like that probably contributes to performance. So something we'll be following this week, so get the text 614-350-3315. That's where we go first with news, analysis, updates. Get it now. It's a 2-week free trial. It's only $3.99 a month after that, but a 2-week free trial that'll take you through the game from cleveland.com.